winter nights that I'm reminded we're all a part of a bigger story. When I look up and see the moon, we're just a couple days from Saturn and Jupiter and the great conjunction. The galaxies are filled with hundreds of billions of stars, and there are hundreds and billions of galaxies, and we realize that we are a part of something grander, more glorious than we could ever imagine. And the more you get to know God, the more you realize we are not the end of this story. We are a part of what philosophers call the meta-narrative. In fact, C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, two of the greatest storytellers of all time, famously in their 20s were talking on a walk, and Tolkien was a believer, follower of Jesus, and Lewis himself was an atheist, and they talked about stories that they loved. And Tolkien said, "Lewis, don't you just love the stories where the hero rescues those that are in distress, even sacrifices their life?" And C.S. Lewis said, "Yeah, of course, I love those stories, but everyone knows they're not true." And that's when Tolkien leaned in and said, the reason why we love those stories is because the story that's beneath all stories is the story of Christmas. That God, the creator of the universe, the creator of all that is good, full of joy, hope, peace, and love, came to be with us. Emmanuel, God with us. God, the creator of all things, wrote himself into the story. And every story that we love points to that story of Jesus breaking into this world 2,000 years ago, allowing us to have a hook, if you will, to hang the chaos of life. Because come on, 2020, have we had enough? It's been a heck of a year. But by the way, let's not put all of our eggs in one basket called 2021, because life is filled with high moments and low moments. But God is with us. You know what I love about Christmas as well are the Christmas lights. We've got a few of the lights set up here. This is where we're going to venture to have our Christmas Eve outdoor service. Unlike any Christmas Eve ever at LPC, literally it's the same temperature. It's colder right now, the night before Christmas Eve, than it will be tomorrow. And I invite you to, as you see the lights, be reminded that Christ is the light. John's Gospel says, "And the light shined in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it." And I cannot wait until we culminate after singing great Christmas carols and hearing a hopeful message about Christmas and how we can live our best life in 2021. And then we culminate with Silent Night, lighting the candles right out here in this very field. And it's not just about one night. In fact, if Christmas is about nostalgia and saccharine sentimentality, you will forever be disappointed, because that is not a story that lasts. You see, we are bombarded every day by our phones of tragedies all around the world. And today's story of sadness will be repeated tomorrow and the next day. But Jesus breaking in gives us hope for tomorrow. And so my hope is that you will experience the joy, the hope, the peace, and the love of Christ this Christmas. You are in this story, and you are the light. And together we can be a bright light in the night. You know, the rabbis had a tradition of Adam and Eve. After they sinned, that first night they stayed up all night terrified, thinking they were forever in darkness. Imagine their first experience of full-on darkness, and then they woke up to the light, realizing life is full of darkness and light. Darkness and light. And God's mercies are new every morning. So as you come to worship with us, whether it's 3:30 inside Christmas Eve or 5 p.m. outside, bring your own chair, bundle up, and it'll be a brief message. I hope that you participate in this story and become the church not just go to church, but be the church. Merry Christmas, LPC, and everyone connected. Whether you're online or here on site, we are together on mission to help people find and follow Jesus. Merry Christmas.